Hi, I'm Kirsten Fuller, and today I'll be giving you an overview of literacy and numeracy in the curriculum, and why it is the responsibility of all teachers, not just those teaching English and mathematics, to ensure students enter society well versed in literacy and numeracy over multiple disciplines. The National Declaration of the Educational Goals for Young Australians states two goals. 1. Australian schooling promotes equity and excellence. 2. All young Australians become successful learners, confident and creative individuals, and active and informed citizens. Encompassed within this second goal, students must develop the essential skills in literacy and numeracy, become creative and productive users of technology, and draw upon a range of learning areas and disciplines as a foundation for success. When you think of literacy, you might only think of reading and writing, and numeracy as mathematics. However, they actually encompass far more than this. Draper and colleagues redefined the meaning of the word text so that they may be read by any combination of the senses and may not be permanent. Literate behaviour in a variety of disciplines can then be understood by using this definition of text. Literacy includes the ability to negotiate and create, but also the development of competency or knowledge in a specified area in order to participate in the discipline. This includes making sense of timetables, DVDs, signs, maps, instructions, etc. Students should develop the ability to acquire knowledge in subject areas, construct arguments, and communicate meaning with confidence. Numeracy enables students to develop logical thinking and reasoning strategies, and can be applied when cooking, reading a map, instructions or articles, and playing sport. All these literacy and numeracy skills will aid the student both inside and outside the classroom to become a successful learner and informed citizen. ACARA lists literacy and numeracy as general capabilities or core skills required of students in order to effectively participate in society. They consider a 21st century view of literacy as an area for further development within the curriculum. Multimodal literacy involves the use of images, music, sound, graphics, photography, and film as source materials. They also place a focus on digital literacy to ensure students become creative and productive users of technology, allowing them to develop skills and knowledge to participate and integrate into today's society successfully. Literacy and numeracy skills have traditionally only been taught in English and mathematics respectively. However, this is a short-sighted and naive approach. Schools are moving towards teaching disciplinary literacy, to teach content area literacy and numeracy strategies within the discipline itself in order for students to develop disciplinary dispositions. For example, in art, the approach to negotiate the artwork and understand the composition, and this can then be applied to create their own novel work. Or in chemistry, to use the equipment correctly, record the results accurately, and interpret and report them in the appropriate format. These content area strategies are frequently taught using contemporary pedagogies and utilize multisensory input and digital literacies in order to promote independence and motivation in students. These strategies are constructivist, student-centered pedagogies which center around inquiry-based learning practices, an approach in which the students are actively involved in the posing of a problem, the carrying out of the research, the analysis of the data, and the formation of conclusions. During the project or inquiry, students will require investigative, perspective-taking, communication, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills, which can all be applied successfully to their general life. These approaches are usually undertaken in science, however they can be applied to social studies, language arts, mathematics, and the arts. Teachers can make their subject more accessible to a diverse student population by utilising literacy and numeracy to relate the subject to their students. Many words in chemistry, one of the subjects I will be teaching, are derived from Latin. So students who speak Spanish or other Latin-based languages, such as Italian, may learn this vocabulary more easily. This approach can also be used to make the abstract more relatable. For example, when learning chemical symbols, those with a knowledge of Japanese can relate the synthetic element nihonium to Japan, and those with a knowledge of Greek can relate selenium to the moon. Additionally, students who use sign language may have idioms that can make a concept more memorable, and students with a physical disability may be able to adapt an experiment which makes it more accessible not only to themselves but to all. In order to support the development of literate and numerate practices, these skills should be taught across the curriculum, not just in English and mathematics. Within Year 10 Science, the SCSA has supplied standards for the students to achieve. As you can see, these are the descriptions of two of the standards. Under ACSSU 186, the students will be required to describe and explain the structure of the atom. This requires a level of scientific literacy to explain using the correct terminology and writing scientifically, avoiding opinion and conjecture. Under ACSSU 229, they are required to investigate experimentally and to gather and interpret data correctly, which will require them to have numeracy skills and to be literate in scientific equipment and reading the instruments. Within science, inquiry and project-based learning can be utilized to provide authentic learning experiences. In chemical sciences, for example, students can investigate the chemical activity of metals in the classroom laboratory. A common example of this is the hydrogen pop test. In this experiment, students mix magnesium metal in a test tube with hydrochloric acid, collect the gas produced, and ignite it to hear the characteristic pop sound. The students then report their results and predict the reaction that occurred. This requires them to engage their scientific literacy skills. They then might perform calculations on the chemical equation and molarity of the acid, which would engage their scientific numeracy skills. This provides an authentic learning experience around which the scientific literacy and numeracy skills are engaged. This enables the student to adopt the disposition of a scientist, which results in more successful learning in the science discipline. I hope I have convinced you that we should all become literacy and numeracy teachers, no matter our subject, and to provide authentic learning experiences for the students, and to support the adoption of literate and numerate behaviours. This will help the students in our own disciplines and within others, and support them to become successful learners, confident and creative individuals, and active and informed citizens. Thank you for listening.